And then the battle had been won. Extermination had come to the Japanese 10,000 on Peleliu, and my regiment, the 1st, was licking its wounds on the beach. Of my battalion, a force of some 1,500 men, there remained but 28 effectives when the command came for the last assault on that honeycomb of caves and pillboxes which the Japanese had carved into Bloody Nose Ridge. In men and blood and agony, the most costly spit of land in the wide Pacific. When the command came, they rose from their holes like shades from sepulchres and advanced. They could not run, they could barely walk, and they dragged their weapons, but they obeyed, and they attacked. They were taken from the line on the brink of collapse. Rutherford was killed. He'd been hit by a mortar shell and blown to bits. White man had been killed. And the artist was dead, a brave man. May he rest in peace. Captain Dreadnought fell, dead of a sniper's bullet. It had become a holocaust in the fullest sense. Scores of others in the battalions perished. There were those that have not been mentioned in this book, friends who did not fit the narrative, men whose faces I have not forgotten and whose bravery and sacrifice has deposited a vast spiritual credit for our nation to draw upon. These two fell, wresting that island rock from the grasp of its most tenacious defender. May they rest in peace. Sacrifice says, not the blood of your brother, my friend. Your blood. That is why women weep when their men go off to war. They do not weep for their victims. They weep for them as victim. That is why, with the immemorial insight of mankind, there are gay songs and colorful bands to send them off to fortify their failing hearts, not to quicken their lust for blood. That is why there are no glorious living, but only glorious dead. Heroes turn traitor, warriors age and grow soft, but a victim is changeless. And sacrifice is eternal. Sacrifice is eternal. And I'll close with the book there. Obviously, it's an incredible book about incredible men and their eternal sacrifice. And it's so humbling to hear of their sacrifice. And I say it over and over and over again. And I will continue to say it, that we must live lives worthy of their sacrifice. the 7,100 killed at Guadalcanal, the 2,336 killed at Peleliu, and all the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines who, as Robert Leckie said later in his life, who fought or who foremost fighting fell.